Hey, what's going on, guys? NextGenNel here. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the This Week at Bungie that was released for April 8th. And this one's going to be going over a lot of sandbox changes and some stuff that we can look forward to coming in Season 14, as well as some upcoming seasons a little bit further than that in the future. So, without further ado, let's get into this. So, getting right into things, we're going to be talking about Iron Banner first. And this season, the last Iron Banner is going to be taking place from April 13th to April 20th. And that's going to be at the typical reset time, which would be 10 a.m. PST. So, looking forward into the future of Iron Banner, next season we're actually going to be able to see a couple of brand new weapons that are going to get introduced. Two of which are going to be just reprised weapons that were just normal Year 1 weapons in Destiny 2, but they're going to have an Iron Banner aesthetic and some brand new perks. So that'll be pretty cool. And by brand new perks, I'm not talking about brand new perks that are actually coming into the game. I'm talking about brand new perks that have never been seen on those weapons, just to clarify. And those two weapons are going to include a brand new, or a reprised sniper rifle and a reprised hand cannon. And we're also going to be seeing a brand new LMG and a shotgun. And one other thing I'd also like to point out, Bungie also confirmed that in the upcoming seasons they are working on brand new Iron Banner armor sets, so we're not just going to be getting the same old sets that we've been getting for going on like 3 or 4 years now. So, getting into a few of the sandbox changes that we're going to be expecting to see. For you PvP players, you're going to want to look out for this one. They're going to be changing 120 RPM aggressive framed hand cannons a little bit. They're basically making it so the damage and aim assist fall off is a little bit more detrimental to your gameplay than it would have been, where you could kind of engage scout rifles and pulse rifles from further range before. It's not going to be super viable. Basically, the buff that we saw to that frame of hand cannon that was introduced with Beyond Light, the values of that are going to be about halved. So hand cannons aren't going to be useless in PvP, but you're definitely going to notice a little bit more of a heavy drop-off in damage output in comparison to how it was before. So while we're on the page of talking about some Crucible changes and stuff like that that you can expect to see, Fellwinter's Lie is also getting, I would say, slightly nerfed due to the fact that they're taking Quick Draw off of the gun altogether, and they're basically going to just replace it with Surplus. So it's going to be relying on you to have your abilities a lot more. I don't know how hard that's necessarily going to nerf the gun. I think it's definitely going to still be pretty viable, but we'll have to wait and see how it performs after the update comes out. And this is going to be applied to all existing Fellwinter's Lies and all future ones that you are going to be claiming from the collections. So it looks like Bastion's also going to be getting hit with the sandbox change in both a PvE and a PvP perspective. So let's start off with PvP. It looks like they're going to be increasing the angle spread of the shot by about 13%, so it's going to be a lot less accurate. That should probably help deter people from probably using it a lot in Crucible. And as for PvE changes, it's going to be getting changed. So swords and Bastion are no longer going to do chip damage. Chip damage being basically where you could do a little bit of health damage even if the enemy shield wasn't completely broken. They're going to be getting rid of that because it caused some sort of bugs to happen. And because that is not going to be on Bastion any longer, it's going to become an unstoppable weapon. So that could be pretty cool to use it for Nightfalls and stuff like that potentially. So unfortunately, it looks like with the sandbox changes, we have a couple of nerfs coming to two really popular shorts, one of which is Falling Guillotine, the other of which is the Lament. Lament is going to have its heavy revved attack, damage reduced by about 16% or so, and then Falling Guillotine is going to have heavy attack basically costs more ammo. So typically, if you were to do a heavy attack right now, it would only cost 4, now it's going to cost 6 once this update goes live. So a little bit unfortunate, but at least they're not hitting it with another damage nerf like they have done in the past a couple of times already. Alright guys, so the next part of this video we're going to be discussing some perk changes that are actually going to be coming into play. 3 of which are going to include Reservoir Burst changes, Frenzy changes, and Quick Draw changes. Starting things off, we're going to be talking about Frenzy. So typically, Frenzy will give you a 20% buff. They're actually going to be reducing it to 15% buff because of how much easier it is to proc than, say, times 3 Rampage. They don't think it's very fair that a perk that is as easy as Frenzy to proc should give you more of a benefit than something that's a little bit more challenging to proc. Next up, let's talk about Reservoir Burst. Reservoir Burst now increases the size of magazine in addition to all the other benefits that it was doing before, but they reduced the full battery bonus damage from 33% to 25%. And this is due to an upcoming activity, which they give us a little wink wink, nudge nudge, we'll say no more kind of thing. So let's just say that Reservoir Burst is probably going to be a pretty popular and very strong thing to use in the upcoming Vault of Glass raid. So the last perk that we're going to be talking about today that's going to be receiving some changes is Quick Draw, and it passively buffed handling on a weapon by 100, and they're basically going to be making sure that that handling bonus that you would get is going to be gotten rid of after 1 second, or pulling the weapon out, or 1 second after aiming down sights. And let me know how you guys feel about these sandbox changes. If you feel like Season 14 is going to be pretty solid, if you're a little worried about these, sound off in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. And thanks for stopping by to check out the channel and the video, and I hope to catch you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for stopping by, and have an awesome afternoon.